Good morning, guys and girls, and welcome to episode 3 of the ME7 Breakfast Show with me, Matt. So, coming up on today's show, we're going to have a little chat about the week and obviously Gillingham's 2 games against Sutton United and yesterday against Crawley Town. We're also going to have a quick chat about obviously Neil Harris's interview on Thursday and his brilliant little bit of trickery he did. We're also going to have a little bit of chat about Luton Town. That's coming up on today's show. Gillingham continued their stunning start to the season by winning their last 2 games against Sutton United and Crawley Town by the grand score of 1-0 in both games. That takes this season's tally to 4 games, 4 goals, 4 wins and 4 clean sheets. The obviously little defensive triangle of Shad Oji, Max Amar and Jake Turner is keeping the likes of Connor Masterson, who was arguably last year's season 2's best defender, and our player of the year last year, Glenn Morris, out the team. It's unbelievable at the back. We're getting a goal up, and we're pretty sure that the team then aren't going to get a chance to score against us. Obviously, let's start with Tuesday night. So the game against Sutton was a goal scored by Ashley Nadesan to get us obviously over the line. I thought we stood absolutely firm on the night. We were brilliant. Sutton couldn't break us down. We they had lots of the ball especially in the second half, but we just stood strong and kept them at arm's length. I think it was an excellent performance, and I think we would deservedly. I can't get my words out. We deserved, the 3 points on Tuesday night. On to yesterday, though, against Crawley Town. Well, it was a tale of obviously 2 different games. Against Crawley, I don't think we deserved the 3 points, to be honest. I think if we had come away with a point, we would have been happy. 3 points were over the moon because obviously Crawley Town got a penalty in the first half, a big save by Jake Turner, and then to get up and stop the rebound to keep the score level at 0-0. We then had Shadrach Oji break down on the left-hand side close to the end of the second half, get a cross into the box, and Tom Nichols, who came running in, was able to cause a bit of confusion in the defence, and a Crawley Town player unfortunately popped the ball into his own net to give us 1-0 just before half-time, and we were peppered in the second half by Crawley. They really came at us, and look, Crawley Town fans, if you watch this, I don't think your team are going to be near the bottom of the league if you play like that. I think you've got a very good team there. The unfortunate thing with yesterday, guys, and the fortunate thing for us, you just couldn't find the back of the net. You had numerous opportunities and you couldn't find it. As I said, I think the pairing of Shadrach Oji and Max Amar at the back are it's such a great pairing. I mean, it's keeping Connor Masterson out the team, but they were under pressure yesterday. It was a poor game. Do I think anyone deserves in that back sort of that triangle in that back 3 deserves to lose their place? No, not at all. But I think tactics wise, we definitely need to step up against Colchester coming up. On to other news, though. For those of you that don't know, the Gillingham Youth the Gillingham Youth team, were played in the Youth Cup yesterday against Leyton Orient. They were won 1-0. Young, I think it was Matt Waldock, I believe. I might have got the first name wrong. Apologies. We scored in the second half to take us through to the next round of the Youth Cup. I know we've had a couple of good runs in it recently, so. He's hoping that we can get another good run and some of those youth players might be able to find their way into the first team. On to other news of Luton Town. So Luton Town this week, the the announcement was made for the game. The game will be on the 29th of August at 7:45 at Kenilworth Road. I'm sure we're going to completely sell out the away end. I don't know how many tickets we're going to be granted. They're going to go like hotcakes. I absolutely know it, and you never know. Gills might be able to put in the same performance like we did against Brentford last year. I was at that game. That was an amazing night. Again, look, it's Premier League. Luton Town don't care. They're still in the Premier League. We can go there. We don't have any pressure on us. But I think we can do a result. So keep an eye out for tickets, though, guys. They should hopefully be announced this week by the club. Fingers crossed. And yeah, let's sell it out. Let's pack it out, because look, Gillingham are massive everywhere we go. I want to talk about another bit of news this week, and that was Neil Harris's press conference. So, I don't know if you guys do this, but I do a little thing called which is Fan Hub, where every week you can predict your lineup. And like I'm sure 95% of Gillingham fans, we all decided to leave Sean Williams out because he had a reoccurrence of a knock on his knee. And then Saturday comes and we all find that Sean Williams is in the team, and this knock obviously wasn't as serious as first thought. I think that was a great little bit of sort of play from Neil Harris to turn around and sort of say that in his interview. I think again, if I was Scott Lindsay, I would assume that the team that we're playing against, their club captain, is not playing, and lo and behold, he starts the game. So I think that was a great little bit of sort of trickery from Neil Harris. Although, thank you, because of you, I didn't get 11 out of 11 on my Fan Hub. I only got 10 out of 11. So, Harris out, maybe? On to your comments and questions. So, obviously, this is a chance for you guys to send in any comments, shout-outs, questions you have, and we'll read them out here on the breakfast show. So first off, Stuart Lewis, not that one. This is a comment from the space that we did on after the game against Sutton. Let's be honest, if Lapsey scores the second on Tuesday with a brilliant chance, we go on and give Sutton a good hiding. Yeah, I remember that chance. It was after Nadesan had scored. I don't know if it clipped the post or if it had just gone wide, but yeah, it was a great chance. And I think you're right. I think we were playing really well in that first half. Had that gone in, I think there was a high chance we would have gone on to potentially win the game. So, on to the next one. Next one, we've got Ben from on Twitter as well. Have to agree with Lapsey, although I agree with Hawko on Tuesday night. Lapsey, for me, plays better as a number 10 role and plays better just behind the strikers. Just hit my chair there. If we're playing him on the wide of a diamond, for example, I don't think that would ever work. I do think you're right. I think Lapsey's best position is in that number 10 role, just behind sort of the strikers, whether it's a solo or a duo up top. I think, Ben, you're totally right there. Lapsey's best position is in a 10, but then I think Johnny Williams' best position is in a 10 as well. And that position would then be, sort of almost, who would you give it to? Do you give it to Lapsey, who is arguably one of the best 10s in the league, sort of before he joined us last year? Or do you give it to, Johnny Williams, an international with so much experience, again, played in that position, absolutely immense player? It's very hard. So let's carry on. Apologies, this one's just gone. I've just caught it. I missed who it was from. I can't see the name who it's from, but he does say one thing I want to see is Shannon getting more recognitions from the fans. Do you know what? Again, this is a great point. We all have songs about Brad. We always talk about Brad. But I think we do underestimate Shannon. She's a massive, massive part of what Gillingham Football Club are now. She does so much behind the scenes. I think she does a lot of work. Again, Brad's the one that's on TV. doing all sort of getting all the media side of things done, but I think Shannon does so much behind the scenes that we don't see, and I think it's very important that we recognise her. So Shannon, from everyone here at the ME7 podcast, you're doing an amazing job, and you are the queen of Gillingham Football Club, so we love you. Thank you so much. So something else. This was a bit of news that we had, but we noticed that Kenny Jackett was at the Arsenal under-21s versus Leicester under-21s game, potentially looking at a loan player. We don't know. There might be the option. On to some more questions. So Lee Clifton, I think I've got a couple of questions for him, but we'll go on to this one first. Do you think Gillingham should line up with a diamond midfield formation? Lapsley or Johnny Williams could play behind Nichols or Addison if Gillingham wanted to switch to a diamond midfield. Again, very similar to what I was just saying. Yes, you've got that option playing in that sort of that 10 role, almost as I say in that diamond formation. I think it could potentially work. The problem I only would have with that is I don't want us then to become very narrow. I like the fact that we're having a bit of width at the moment. I think if we were to get sucked too narrow, I think that would actually hinder us more than anything. The problem is, look, I don't think Neil Harris knows his best lineup. I don't even know our best lineup. I mean, when you look at our bench yesterday, it's ridiculous the quality that we can bring onto the pitch. So look, whether it's a flat 4-4-2, whether it's a 4-1-3-2, whatever, whatever formation Neil Harris decides to go with, he's got to pick the best players for the day. I would like to see us potentially, down the line, go with getting Lapsley in that 10 role or Johnny Williams in that 10 role. But at the moment, as long as we're winning games, I don't care who's starting, as long as they play for this badge. That's all that really matters. I'm not going to read that one out. That one's from Viper Golf. You can check them out yourselves. On to James. Not the best performance today. So this was about the Crawley game last night. But we found a way to win, and good sides do that. Lack of more than one goal is a slight niggle, but how can you complain being top, winning every game in the process? Yes, James is absolutely right. I mean, look, we're winning games 1-0. It's not great for the heart, but look, at the end of the day, we've played 4, we've won 4, so we've got 12 points out of 12. Obviously, if you include the Southampton game, that's 5 wins out of 5. If you look at the last game of last season, we won 1-0. So look, we as Gills fans, look, we want our team to win. We want our team to win 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, of course, but wins are wins, points are points, and really that's all that matters at the moment. I've said it a few weeks ago, I'll say it again today. I think it's going to get to a point, we're going to get to a game. Look, it could be against Colchester next week, it could be down the road at Bradford, down the line at Bradford, who knows, but we're going to get to a game and we're going to give a team a good hiding, and it's going to be 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. These 1-0s aren't going to be around forever. No team, I think, will ever go through a whole entire season winning games 1-0. But we've got quality and depth in our squad, and I think we are going to turn over a team at some point. So who knows? It might be next week. For those of you who know him, Joe Comper, he's our COO. He's also a Crawley fan. We did try to get him on to the podcast last night, but unfortunately he was putting his daughter to sleep, so he couldn't jump on. But we did ask him what he thought. He did say he is delighted with the win, the Gills win, obviously, from yesterday and the start that we've made. Also pleased with how Crawley are playing. He thinks they'll just be fine mid-table as last year, which would be a huge improvement mid-table for this season, which would be a huge improvement on last season. Joe, look, I know you're a die-hard Crawley Town fan. They are, honestly, they play like that, they are safe. Honestly, they are 100% safe. I can't see them going down, barring them selling any more players to us or anything like that. I think they've got a very good squad there, and I think they'll be safe. So good luck to Crawley for the rest of the season, of course. On to Mark. So I've got here winning our first 4 games, of which 3 have been away, is incredible. Performances will come in time. It's true. Look, at the end of the day, we played ugly yesterday. We won 1-0. We managed to get 3 points. As said, I think before the game, you'd ask any Gills fan if you want 3 points, they're going to snap your hand off. But it doesn't matter how you win, whether you win beautifully or ugly. Getting the win is the most important thing. So 4 out of 4 is great. Let's make it 5 out of 5 next week. On Gillingham Till I Die, what do you think of Boone's performance when he came on? I know he didn't have long, but I thought he looked really good. So yesterday he came on, I think around sort of the 70-minute mark. Yeah, look, bearing in mind he was leading the line all on his own. I thought he looked really good. A couple of really good moments from him. I would be happy, for instance, if he was to start next week. I would play him potentially with Nichols up the top. I don't think Nadesan, I'm not saying he deserves to be dropped or anything. I think he's had a couple of really good games for us. I'd just like to see something different, and I would be happy if Boone was to start, even if he was just to play the first 45. I don't expect him to play a full 90 minutes. He's definitely not fully fit, but I like what I've seen. I think we've got a potential good find there. So let's get him on and let's see what he can do from the start of the game. Look, guys, that's the end of your comments. So if you've got anything you want to send in for me next week, please go ahead and do so. Just send me a tweet. That'd be great. It's not a tweet now. It's an X or whatever it is. So yeah, guys, thanks. And next coming up is your man of the week. So it's player of the week time, and our 3 players for you to pick from in the comments below are Shadrach Shoji, Max Amar, and Jake Turner. Yes, it's our little defensive triangle we have at the back. I think they've been absolutely outstanding, all 3 of them this week. Max doesn't get as much credit as I believe he should. He's been a rock at the back. Shadrach, this is the 3rd time he's been in our Player of the Week poll, but he's definitely turning out to be a fan favourite. And 4 games, 4 clean sheets, Jake Turner, absolutely at this world. So get voting down below in the comments who your Player of the Week is. Well, look, that's it for the breakfast show for this week. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comments, shout-outs you want me to do for on next week's show, please pop them in the comments below. Send me a message on X or whatever it is called now. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, up the Gills.